Hello students, I hope you all are watching my videos. So in previous class we were discussing about some slides. We'll quickly revise those slides. Some of the pathogenic bacteria or viruses, protozoans, helminthes, whatever it may be. So in that we were discussing about diseases, mode of transmission, and incubation period, symptoms, diagnosis, treatment, and their preventive measures. In that, in the last class, we mainly discussed about bacterial diseases. In that, in our syllabus, they have given two examples. One is bacterial disease, second one is pneumonial disease. Again, try to understand the concept. Name of the disease, typhoid. Name of the causative agent, Salmonella typhimurium or Salmonella typhi, and the mode of transmission is by means of contaminated water and contaminated food. Next, generally it enters into, or it will take shelter as a intestine in our body. Then the incubation period is almost 1 to 3 weeks. At the same time, the incubation period refers to, it's the period between the day of entry of microbe or pathogen into the body and appearance of symptoms. Next, what are the symptoms? Particularly in case of typhoid, sustained high fever, that is continuous maintaining the fever, and there is no such fluctuation in the temperature. Then weakness, stomach pain, constipation, loss of appetite. As I told you people, constipation means irregular bowel movement, or a person passes the stool 2 to 3 times per week, or difficulty in passing the stool is called as constipation. A loss of appetite, you don't have same desire to eat as you eat normally. Clear? That is called as loss of appetite. Death may appear in case of severe. Then lab diagnosis, as I told you, most important word, that is a viral test. So this is what? The viral test. O, somatic antigen. H, flagellar antigen. Paratyphi A antigen. Paratyphi B antigen. Negative control, positive control. This is viral test. Next, a classic case in medicine, that is Mary Mollans, usually called as typhoid Mary. The treatment is, there are some prescribed antibiotics for the typhoid. Then most important is preventive measures, that is as much as possible try to avoid contaminated water and contaminated food. It is more than enough to avoid the typhoid. So this picture, it shows the person who is suffering from typhoid. Next, these are what? Salmonella typhi bacterium. Next, second bacterial disease was pneumonia. Again, same format. Name of the disease was pneumonia. The pneumonia was caused by the causative agent, that is Streptococcus pneumoniae and Haemophilus influenzae. And the mode of transmission is by means of inhaling the droplets, aerosols from the infected person, sharing of articles, contaminated objects, etc. Next, incubation period is almost 1 to 3 days. Sometimes even it is more. Next, symptoms: fever, chill, cough, headache, difficulty in breathing, lips and fingernails turns to grey to bluish color. The alveoli get filled with the fluid instead of air. Lab diagnosis by taking the sputum sample and the throat swab sample. The treatment, again some prescribed medicines like penicillin and fluoroquinolones. Then prevention, use mask or cloth while sneezing or coughing. And other bacterial diseases are dysentery, plague, diphtheria, and syphilis. Clear? Next disease, this picture shows the person who is suffering from pneumonia. Then that is lung case. These are the what? Bacterium. And today we are going to discuss the next diseases, that is viral diseases. So important, again in your syllabus they have given 2 viral diseases. One is a common cold. So please do remember, any individual who is suffering, one or the other way, he must have suffered from this common cold in his lifetime. And HIV. Next, name of the, again same, I am going to follow same format. Name of the disease is common cold. The common cold is caused by the pathogen or the causative agent called as rhinoviruses. The students, rhinoviruses means it is not a particular or single virus. It is a group of virus which are ready to cause common cold. All together they are grouped into a single, that is rhinoviruses. Please do remember, rhinoviruses means it is not a single virus. The group of viruses together they put into a group called as rhinoviruses, which are ready to cause common cold. Then third one, mode of transmission. How it is going to transmit from one person to other person, again by means of by inhaling the droplets, droplets which are emerging from the infected person during coughing, during sneezing, during speaking, etc. And aerosols from the infected person, and sharing of contaminated objects. The person who is suffering from common cold, so if a healthy person is using the used articles from the infected person, like a pen, book, then doorknobs, computer accessories like a mouse, keyboard, etc. Then materials, articles, even utensils also. So these all are mode of transmission during common cold. Next, incubation period in case of common cold is almost 3 to 7 days. As you know, it's not the most severe one, so 3 to 7 days maximum in case of common cold. Then the symptoms. So first one, nasal congestion and discharge. So please note it. Nasal congestion means a swelling of nasal passages. Swelling of nasal passages in presence of liquid or fluid or mucus is called as nasal congestion. Discharge refers to the removing of that mucus is called as discharge. Once again, nasal congestion means swelling of nasal passage, presence of mucus or fluid or liquid is called as nasal congestion. And second one, fever, light fever. As you know that it is not like malarial or a sustained high fever, not like that, a simple fever. Next, headache usually. Then sore throat. The word sore throat refers to a light or severe irritation in the throat. Severe irritation in the throat is called as sore throat. Next, hoarseness. Hoarseness refers to what can I tell you people? I mean, sore throat refers to inability to speak properly. Inability to speak properly is simply considered as hoarseness. Clear? Change in the voice quality. In other way, hoarseness refers to change in the voice quality, and it affects speaking or singing or normal speak also. Is considered as hoarseness. Next, tiredness. Tiredness means desire to sleep, strongly sleep. Sleep is considered as tiredness. Next, running nose. So often we are going to remove the mucus is considered as running nose. So these all are considered as symptoms in case of common cold. Next, lab diagnosis. So there is no specialized test in the laboratory to confirm the common cold, because as I told you, it is very common one. So the doctors can understand the common cold by means of physical appearance and symptoms. Oh, it is more than enough to understand the common cold. The person who is continuously sneezing, there is a running nose, means definitely we can understand the person may suffering from common cold. Next, treatment. Is there any treatment for the common cold? Yes, being a biology lecturer, I am telling you people, you should not take any kind of medication for the common cold. So as much as possible, try to build the immune system yourself. So that is the most good medication for you people. So immunity, try to build own immunity. That is more than enough. Clear? So should not take any kind of medication for the common cold. Why? Because if you are taking medication for the common cold, it will get cured by 3 to 7 days. If you are not taking any kind of medication, again it is going to get cured by 3 to 7 days. I hope you understand. Clear? If you are taking any kind of medication, it will get cured by 3 to 7 days. If you are not taking any kind of medication, again it is going to get cured by 3 to 7 days. So for that reason, you should not take any kind of medication. So instead of that, try to build a good immune system yourself against the common cold. Clear this? Next, prevention. That is preventive measures. Again, as like pneumonia, use mask or cloth while sneezing or coughing. So that is more than enough to avoid the contamination or transmission from one person to the other person. So this is what common cold. Clear? So again, some of the different example for the viral diseases are measles, herpes, polio, dengue and rabies. So this is what the homework for you people. Try to find the causative agents or pathogens for the measles, herpes, polio, dengue and rabies. Clear? So this is about what? Common cold. I hope you understand the common cold disease. Next. So this lady is about to sneeze. This is also one of symptom in case of common cold. And these are what? The pictures it shows rhinoviruses. Rhinoviruses. This is what? The diagrammatic representation of rhinoviruses. Next, most important one is protozoan diseases. Most important in our examination, definitely it is going to ask for 5 marks. So the most important disease is protozoan disease. And I forgot to tell you people, in case of viral diseases, again they have given 2 examples. One is a common cold, the second one is HIV. So that HIV we'll discuss in the later classes. So before I'm going to start with the protozoan diseases. In our syllabus they have given 2 examples for protozoan diseases. So one is malaria, most common disease. Then amoebiasis, simply called as dysentery or loose motion, whatever it may be. So we'll start with the malaria. Again I am going to follow same format. That is name of the disease, that is malaria. Name of the disease is malaria. Next, name of the causative agent or the pathogen, that is. So please do understand, for a particular disease there is a particular organism or causative agent or pathogen. But in case of malaria, one disease which is caused by more than one causative agent or pathogens. So such as, first one is Plasmodium vivax, second one Plasmodium falciparum, and third one is Plasmodium malaria, and one more is there, that is Plasmodium ovule. Clear? If you want you can write it. So Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium falciparum, Plasmodium malaria, and fourth one is Plasmodium ovule. Clear? So these 4 are the simply considered as the causative agent or the pathogen for the malaria. Next, out of these 4, which is, they may in the examination they may ask which is the most dangerous one. Clear? So that is called as malignant malaria. Do remember, malignant malaria. Malignant malaria refers to most severe one. So out of these 4 or 3 parasites or causative agent or pathogens, so the Plasmodium falciparum is going to cause severe malaria. That is called as malignant malaria. So even it may lead to death also. So it's considered as severe malaria or malignant malaria. Next, mode of transmission. Clear? So this malaria never ever transmit from person to person by means of droplets, inhalation, aerosol, touching of objects, articles, materials. No. So it is going to transmit only by means of a biting of female Anopheles mosquito. Do remember, exclusively, particularly I am using the word female Anopheles mosquito. So you can ask a question, sir, why not male mosquito? Isn't it? So the answer is that only female mosquitoes are going to bite the human beings for their blood meal. It's clear. So while biting, they are going to suck the blood from the human beings. Why they are going to suck the blood? Because they are going to utilize a protein which is present in the RBC, that is globin and iron content from our blood to prepare their eggs. Clear? So for that reason, the female mosquitoes are going to bite the human beings for their blood meal. At the same time, the male mosquito never ever bites. They are going to suck plant sap. Do remember, plant sap. Next. This is what? The malarial mosquito, that is a female Anopheles mosquito which bites a normal person, which infects the malaria. Next, incubation period. So commonly the incubation period is 3 to 7 days in case of malaria. Sometimes it may go up to 15 to 20 days also. Next, life cycle of Plasmodium. So this is what they are going to ask in the examination for 5 marks. So life cycle of Plasmodium, that is malarial parasite. So we'll discuss about this. we'll go one by one. I mean step by step. So the first one is the Plasmodium or Vivax. It may be falciparum or it may be Malaria, whatever. So those all complete its complete life cycle in two hosts. One is a man and mosquito, or mosquito and man. So but it is going to complete its whole life cycle in two, that is two hosts, that is human, and one more is female Anopheles mosquito. It's the first point. Second one, the malarial parasite, simply called as sporozoites. Clear? Sporozoites. So those sporozoites are carried from infected to the healthy person by the bite of female Anopheles mosquito. Once again I am telling you people, this malaria never ever transmit from person to person by means of droplets, inhalation of droplets or aerosols, touching of objects. No. So it is going to transmit from one person to the other person, or from infected person to healthy person, or from patient to healthy person, only by means of biting of female Anopheles mosquito, so that the malarial parasite or sporozoites are carried from the infected to healthy person by means of bite of female Anopheles mosquito. Next, when mosquito bites an infected person, it picks up the parasites along with the blood meal. Do remember? So when a mosquito bites an infected person, do remember here the word infected person means the person who is already suffering from malaria. He is called as infected person. I hope you understand. So when a mosquito bites an infected person or the person who is suffering from malaria, so that time that mosquito picks up the parasites along with the blood, because in the blood of infected person those sporozoites are present. Do remember this point. So for that reason, when the mosquito bites a person and suck the blood, along with the blood the parasites enter into the body. Next, when this infected mosquito bites a healthy person and release the parasites into the blood. So a small thing is that when this infected mosquito, it means that the mosquito never caused by the malaria. Do remember this point. Here the word infected mosquito means the mosquito is not suffering from malaria. This means that the mosquito which contains sporozoites, the mosquito which contains malarial parasite is considered as infected mosquito. Do remember this point. Infected means the mosquito is not suffering from malaria. So when this infected mosquito bites a healthy person and releases the parasites into the blood before sucking the blood from the normal person. I hope you understand. In first point, that mosquito bites a infected person, it will suck the blood along with the parasites. It means that, now I mean to say, the parasites are present within the body of mosquito. At the same time, when that infected mosquito bites a healthy person or normal person, what happens? Now that mosquito release those parasites into the body of that normal person. This is the point. Next one, from the blood, I mean to say, when that mosquito release the parasites into the blood of normal person, so from the blood those parasites reach the specific organ. So specific organ, again come back to the last slide. I told you people, when any antigen or pathogen entered into body, first it will take shelter. So this is what? Specific organ. So when those parasites enter into the normal person, they will reach the specific organ by means of portal hepatic artery. They will reach the liver as a specific location or the organ through portal hepatic artery or hepatic portal artery. I hope you understand. Once again, when this mosquito release the parasite into the normal person, so those parasites finally reach the organ, that is liver, through hepatic portal artery. Next, the parasites initially multiply asexually within the liver cells. So try to understand, when these parasites reach the liver through the hepatic portal artery, so after reaching the liver, so they will accumulate within the liver cells, that is hepatic cells, hepatocytes. Clear? We simply call it as. Within the liver cells, these sporozoites undergo rapid multiplication by means of asexually. I hope you understand. So asexually they undergo multiplication, and a final extent, they will burst open the liver cells and comes out of the liver. I hope you understand. Once again, the parasites initially multiply asexually within the liver cells and burst open the liver cells and release into the blood. Clear this? Next. Now, according to this point, those parasites release from the blood by burst open the liver cells. So, when they release into the blood, again in the blood, those parasites attack red blood cells. In the blood, they attack RBCs, that is red blood cells. Again, they undergo rapid multiplication by means of asexually. Very important word. First, it was multiplied in the liver cells. It burst open the liver cells, comes out of the liver and enter into the bloodstream or blood circulation. Within the blood circulation, they again attack one more RBC. Within the RBC, they undergo rapid multiplication by asexually. Clear? So again, they rupture the RBC. Simply, you can call it as hemolysis. Do remember the word hemolysis. Rupture of RBC is called as hemolysis. Breakdown of RBC is called as hemolysis. So, and resulting in the rupture of RBCs. Again in the RBC, they will multiply asexually. Again they rupture the RBC and comes out. Next. During rupture of RBCs, during rupture of RBC, the parasites release a very toxic substance called as hemojoin. Do remember the word hemojoin. Clear? What is hemojoin? Hemojoin is a toxic substance which is released by the sporozoites. And which is responsible for chill and high fever. Do remember the point. The symptom, that is chill and high fever, which is caused by, that is hemojoin. That is toxic chemical which is released by the parasite. So this is during rupture of RBC. Next. After rupturing the RBC, the parasites again attack one more RBC. Do remember, after the liver cell, they will attack RBC, they will rupture the RBC, again they will attack one more RBC. Clear? In the second RBC, again they undergo, very important word, sexual reproduction. In case of liver cells, asexual reproduction. In case of first RBC, asexual reproduction. But in case of second RBC, they undergo sexual reproduction and produce male and female gametes, that is respective gametes, that is male and female gametes of sporozoites. Clear my point? Yes. So in second RBC, they undergo sexual reproduction and produce male and female gametes. So by means of this, we can understand that now the blood of that healthy person is with the sporozoite, that is gametes, the male and female gametes. So while biting the mosquito, he was considered as normal person. But all this happens means he is going to become infected person. Now he is considered as malarial patient. Next. When the female Anopheles mosquito bites an infected person, again this person, clear? So before, when the mosquito was biting, it was considered as normal. But after the whole process, he is going to become infected. Now a mosquito bites this person, what happens? His person blood contain sporozoites or male and female gametes. So when this female Anopheles mosquito bites this person, that is infected person, those male and female gametes enter into the mosquito's body. Do remember, so his person blood contain male and female gametes of sporozoites. Now what happens when this mosquito bites this person, that is infected person, suck the blood. Along with the blood, the male and female gametes enter into the mosquito's body. This is what? Next. Gametes enter into the mosquito's body along with the blood. Next. The male and female gametes reach the mosquito's stomach and undergo fertilization. As I told you, when the mosquito bites infected person, it will suck the blood. So along with the blood, those male and female gametes enter into the mosquito's body, and finally they reach stomach of the mosquito. In the stomach of the mosquito, they undergo fertilization, that is fusion of male and female gametes. resulting in the zygote to embryo. But in case of this malaria, they develop into sporozoites. Gametes into sporozoites. Very important word. Clear? When those male and female gametes enter into the mosquito's body along with the blood, they reach stomach of the mosquito. In the stomach of the mosquito, they undergo fertilization and further development takes place to form sporozoites. Clear? So these sporozoites are formed within the mosquito stomach. Next, the sporozoites which are formed within the mosquito's stomach, they start migrating from stomach to gut of the mosquito. That is, the sporozoites migrate towards gut from the stomach and stored in the salivary gland of mosquito. Very important one. See, the fertilization and the sporozoites are formed within the mosquito stomach. But after formation of sporozoites, they start migrating from mosquito stomach to gut of the mosquito and stored in the salivary gland of mosquito. Next, very important. When these infected mosquito means the mosquito which contains sporozoites in its salivary gland, so that bite one more healthy person and sporozoites are released into the blood. Again, the same cycle repeats. I hope you understand. So once again, I am going to glance. First one, take a person who is suffering from malaria. So there a mosquito bites and suck the blood as its meal. Along with the blood, the sporozoites enter into the mosquito's body, and that mosquito bites another person who is called as normal or healthy person and release the sporozoites into his blood. From the blood, those sporozoites reach a specific organ called as liver through portal hepatic artery. Clear my point? So once they reach liver, within the liver cells or hepatocytes or hepatic cells, they undergo asexual reproduction and burst open the liver cells and comes out of the liver cells and enter into the bloodstream or blood circulation. Once they enter into blood circulation, they attack first RBC. Within the first RBC or red blood cell, they undergo asexual reproduction and finally it will burst open the first RBC called as hemolysis. Clear? So during that time, it is going to secrete a chemical called as hemojoin, which is responsible for chill fever. Clear my point? Next, in the blood, again they attack second RBC. So within the second RBC, they undergo sexual reproduction and produce respective gametes, that is male and female gametes. Now the infected person blood contain male and female gametes of sporozoites. Again, when a fresh mosquito bites this infected person, suck the blood as their meal. Along with the blood, these male and female gametes enter into the mosquito's body. Within the mosquito's body, they undergo fertilization and further development to form sporozoites. Clear? Now the sporozoites are present within the stomach of mosquito. Clear? Now these sporozoites start migrating from stomach to salivary gland or gut of the mosquito, and finally they are stored in the salivary gland of mosquito. When this infected mosquito bites a healthy person, before sucking the blood, it will release the sporozoites into the blood of healthy person. Again they reach the liver, undergo asexual, then rupture the liver cell, again attack RBC, first RBC, second RBC, again they are going to produce gametes. The same cycle repeats. So this is called as the life cycle of Plasmodium. I hope you understand this. So this is what? This is there in the NCERT book. So this is life cycle. This is what the life cycle in case of mosquito, and this is the life cycle in case of human beings. So we'll start with this one. Imagine this is human. The human blood contain male and female gametes. Next, these two gametes, when this mosquito bites a normal person, it will suck the blood. Along with the blood, these two gametes enter into the mosquito and they reach stomach of the mosquito. Within the stomach, the fertilization takes place, that is male and female gametes. The fertilization takes place. After the fertilization, they develop into sporozoites. So these sporozoites reach the gut of the mosquito as stored in the salivary glands. Again, this infected mosquito bites a healthy person. They release these sporozoites into the blood of this person. Clear? So these reach liver. Within the liver, undergo asexual reproduction. They burst open the liver cell and they enter into RBC. Within the RBC, again they undergo asexual reproduction. They rupture the RBC and release hemojoin. Next, they attack second RBC, undergo sexual reproduction. They form male and female gametes. I hope you understand. This is what the malarial life cycle. Next, symptoms: high fever and chill, vomiting sensation or vomit, fever recurring every 3 to 4 days. The fevers are going to occur every 3 to 4 days. Next, nausea, that is feeling vomiting or discomfort feeling is called as nausea, muscle pain or sweating. Next, lab diagnosis by means of MP test. Do remember, MP refers to malarial parasite test. Malarial parasite test or MP test by blood smear, by taking the blood from the patient. Treatment: there are some prescribed medications are there, like chloroquine, mefloquine, hydroxychloroquine, which is right now used for the corona, isn't it? So that hydroxychloroquine, mefloquine and chloroquine, these are the prescribed medications for the malaria. And last one is prevention, that is avoid mosquitoes, use mosquito repellents, then avoid stagnant water nearby your house, then use mosquitoes nets, whatever it may be, as much as possible. Try to wear full shirt, full sleeve shirts. Clear? So mosquito repellents, whatever. See, if you are able to avoid the mosquitoes, there is no problem with the malaria. Clear? I hope you understand the concept. Clear? So we'll discuss in the next class. Thank you.